Hey, what's up everybody? This is Jumpin here, and this is going to be Mass Effect 3 gameplay commentary. Today I'm going to be using the Geth engineer, but this is actually going to be a little bit different from the first time I showed you him. Remember, you got to keep in mind that the first time was the very first time I made him, and I really like this version of the Geth engineer a lot better than the other one. The first one was a defensive build. This is going to be the offensive build, and this guy is really ridiculous, so let's go ahead and get into it. Now the first thing is going to be the Geth turret. Before I really highly recommend just the healing aspect of it, which is still good, but in general, like this turret is absolutely ridiculous if you set it up right. First thing is going to be shields and damage. It's going to increase the shields of it to 1700, which will make it pretty strong. And then the damage per shot is going to be 315, which is decent. Like the other one you could get for this would actually be the restore shield. Now this is okay for your teammates, but not really for you, because this Geth is kind of going to be a weakling, honestly. Next up, now this is the offensive build, but I do not recommend armor damage. Armor damage is okay, it's not bad, but in general, like I don't know, like I don't really think it's very necessary compared to restore range. Now this is actually going to bring it up to 525 shields. It's going to restore every time. And this guy is actually going to have less than that amount of shield, so this will restore his shield all the way, and the range of it's going to be helpful too, just so you can throw it out and from a distance. Now the last power, which is the greatest, is the flamethrower. Now one thing I always liked was the Corny Engineer's flamethrower on her sentry turret. The only thing on this Corny Engineer that I think is good, and I always wanted a character that had overload and a sentry turret, and this guy does. So this flamethrower is amazing. It really is, and you'll see it in this gameplay. The other one was restore frequency, but you don't need that, honestly. Now for his overload. Now his overload is so freaking strong. For the first one, I'm going to highly recommend chain overload. It's going to pretty much let you hit 2 targets, which isn't really too bad. If you look at his damage on it right now, it's 352. That's pretty godly. For the second one, I'm going to highly recommend recharge speed. Now Neural Shock's okay, and if you like it, that's fine, but I really don't like this power. I hate it when people are using this, just because I don't like it when they just fall down randomly. It messes me up way too much. And then for the last one, it's going to be the final chain overload. It's going to increase the damage by 15% and let you hit up to 3 targets, which is going to bring up the damage to 385. Now that's actually not true, because by the time this guy is level 20, he will be doing a 40% more damage bonus to this power through the hunter mode. And like just that's crazy. Like his overload is so strong, strongest in the whole game. Now let's go ahead and get into hunter mode. For hunter mode, I'm going to highly recommend power recharge speed. It's going to increase your power recharge on your overload, just to help you spam it more. I mean, anything with shields is just going to get wrecked with that. Next up is going to be power damage. This is going to increase the power of not only your overload, but also your sentry turret. And with the hunter mode bonus damage, which is already 15%, this is at 30% extra damage to both the turret and the overload. Now, speed and vision for the final one, I think it'd be okay. I've never used it yet, but it seems like it would be alright. But I don't really know. Like, it's really up to you what you want to get for this one. But I'm gonna highly recommend for your level 20 to go for the damage, just because this thing does so much. I mean, he is an offensive god, and with the 10% more damage, I can imagine he'd be even better. All right, now for the network AI, we're gonna go for damage and capacity, pretty standard. Mainly for the power damage, and also power damage, which is just going to get up the power. Now you're going to have to skip the last one on this, but you don't really need it. And then for his fitness, pretty much just 3 points into it. Like I said, he's going to be a weakling, but with hunter mode on, he's only going to have about 400 something shields, which is pretty pathetic, and he has no health. But his offensive power is just going to make up for it, and you will see that in this video. Alright, now for the weapon I'm going to be using, it's going to be the Geth Pulse Rifle. I really like this gun on him. It is a Geth weapon, so it does get the damage, the bonus damage. I'm going to be using the piercing mod just because we're going to be playing against Cerberus, and Guardians can be annoying. And also the extended magazine, which is going to bring up the ammo capacity of this gun to 144, which is you can pretty much shoot this gun for days. Now for the equipment I'm going to be using Assault Rifle Round 3, Disruptor Rounds 3, which is actually going to allow him to set up his own tech burst, and Power Amplifier 3. And that's really important, the Power Amplifier, just because like the sentry turret's going to get a big boost, and his overload's going to get a big boost. So yeah, I mean this stuff, I mean it's pretty ridiculous like how good this guy can be if you use him in the offensive version. And like I said, now if we're going to play with all Geth, like let's say Geth Gold or whatever, and I'm actually considering maybe making another all Geth, gameplay of like 2 engineers with the 2 infiltrators, but with knowledge that I have now compared to what I did then. So pretty much the engineers would be set up like this, and the infiltrators would be set up, even better than before. And with the new melee equipment, like it's gonna be crazy. Like you're talking about thousands upon thousands of damage. Right now, I hear there's a rough estimate of about the Geth infiltrator melee when you have all the bonuses on can do about over 5,000 to 6,000 damage. So who really knows? I don't even know, but it's crazy, and I really want to use it again and try that whole thing out again. So you guys let me know what you think about that if you want to see another one of those all Geth gold gameplay. And yeah, I mean, and this guy, the offensive version of this guy would really honestly just even do so much more work for that. As you can see, like this turret and his overload is so powerful, and in general this turret's just going to help out your team, and it's just going to just do massive amounts of damage to the enemies with the flamethrower. Now you're going to have to constantly throw this thing out, in the position that you want it, but besides that, like that's really not that hard. You just kind of like throw it into the group of the enemies, and it will do the rest. And then if you overload them off, overload their shields down, then the turret's just gonna mow through their health. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, like some of the stuff this can do. Now the only downside of this guy is that he is a weakling, but all the Geth are. And then like the one good thing about the all Geth gold is that you really wouldn't need like the massive health regeneration or shield regeneration for all Geth, because all Geth would actually have, if they all 4 had hunter mode on, then they all 4 would have like less than 400 something shields, which would be, they would all be weaklings and die a lot. But in general, like just the amount of time it would take to beat gold and the amount of damage you would do from melees and from just pretty much these turrets. I mean, the only downside is that the engineers with that really wouldn't be able to melee, and you would have to just leave it up to the infiltrators to run up and melee. But the engineers can sit there and overload the whole time and take down shields and use the turrets, which will do a lot of damage to armor and just stun the enemies. Like this guy is a stun god. Think of it like that. When it comes down to stunning enemies, this guy can stun everything. It's absolutely ridiculous. Because once you overload him, that will stun him. And once the flamethrower starts hitting him, that will stun him. Like as you can see right there, that guy started, he got on fire. And he couldn't move. Like it's pretty ridiculous. A couple little side notes. If you can't tell, this is actually going to be on Hydra. Now this is a silver gameplay. But I definitely will bring you, like I said, probably a Geth engineer gold gameplay. Now it could be all Geth, or it might be just this guy, alone. Don't really know yet. I do promise you this: if I can get enough likes on this video or enough people who comment about it, I definitely will do the all Geth again. And more than likely, but I will for sure bring out definitely a gold gameplay of this guy built like this, just in general. Don't really know if I would use the Geth pulse rifle because this gun is really good. It is actually a really good gun, especially on him. It's a lot of fun to use, like I said, because it is a Geth weapon. And the main thing is that if you can stun these enemies, as you can tell, like it's, it really will help you because it will allow you to shoot them in the face. And if you can shoot them in the face with this gun, it just is so much better than if you hit them anywhere else. Like, and hunter mode really also is amazing. Like, I know it really can, like, alright, hunter mode, I've heard people tell me that it, like it can give them seizures and shit. Like it just feels like they're on drugs and it just hurts their eyes, which is kind of true. It kind of can be a little annoying, but if you can get used to it, I mean, it really will help you out a lot. It will tell you where the groups of the enemies are and just pretty much allow you to know exactly where to throw this turret out at all times. Yeah, but anyway, man, we are just wrecking them right now. It's been pretty easy. Like I said, like besides the fact he's a weakling, I mean, you just got to play smart with this Geth. Like, if you can play smart with the Geth and not really, I mean, you should try to stay in somewhat of a close range of the enemies just because of the weapon you're using and stuff. I mean, I don't know, like this gun does work a lot better at close range, but the whole idea of it is that, even if you are in close range, it shouldn't matter too much because what's going to happen is that you're going to be able to, be able to stun the crap out of them. If you can stun the crap out of them, you won't really take too much fire, and then hopefully your turret can heal you a little bit here and there, and your teammates can back you up and stuff. And one complaint I do have about this map, is this map to me at least is kind of weird for this turret. I decided to play on this map because, you know, I've been trying to like really, you know, mix it up with the maps that we've been playing and showing you guys, you know, and this was one of the maps I decided to go ahead and do. The only other map I was thinking about doing was the Giant, but you guys got to see this guy in the very first gameplay with him. You actually did get to see Giant, and I just didn't want to do that again. So I just went ahead and chose Hydra, but like I said, this map is just, it's a little weird, especially with this turret. Now right there though, this is a really good strategy. What I'm doing is I'm throwing, and you'll see this every round from now on, I'm throwing out the turret early on in the courtyard. That way that I can tell exactly where they're spawning. Like, you know, if they were to spawn on the very right side or in the front, wherever it is, I'll know exactly what side of the, you know, they're spawning on down here, and that will allow me to pretty much, you know, be able to push up and just instantly get that turret out to just do some damage to them. Alright, so right here, like, I don't really know how much damage his overload does, but it does a massive amount. You know, like I said, I mean, just look how fast this guy's dying. Now, that was a combination of, I think he got hit with cryo blast, because we have a human infiltrator with a claymore in this gameplay. And that's actually my buddy Richard, aka Dick. That's what I call him. I don't know what it is about nicknames, but I always try to call people by, like, you know, if your name's Robert, I'm gonna call you Bob. I don't know why. Like, I have to do it. It's just something. And this guy's name is Richard, so I just call him Dick. But so right here I'm gonna hop down. I thought this was a pretty little pimp ninja move I pulled off, because I would not, you know, do not try to fight Atlas like head on. That's not a good idea as a Geth. You're gonna get dropped so quick. In general, you really don't want to fight any of these enemies head on. But, you know, the whole time I was down there, my turret was up there just wrecking that guy. Now, you know, if you don't have power amplifier 3s, you can use power amplifiers 2. Those are okay as well. Like, just, but I do recommend them for him because his power damage is ridiculous as it is, especially with hunter mode. So if you combine that with, you know, if you combine that with one of those equipments, with the power amplifier equipment, I mean, it's even better. Like, why not do that? Alright, so this is going to be wave 6. Now, you know, this is definitely the most dangerous wave on silver for this guy, just because the turrets can drop you in about a blink of an eye. So, you know, you gotta try to, like, really pay attention to them. You know, hunter mode really, like I told you before, really can help you, like, a lot. Just because, you know, it's going to allow you to pretty much see the enemies and, you know where the danger is for the most part. And you kind of want to, like, you know, it's good for rushing, that's for sure, to let you know exactly where the enemies are. But it's also good to, like, you know, kind of give you that heads up warning, you know, where not to rush in. If you see, like, you know, if you see like 30 enemies in a room, you're gonna probably just want to throw your turret in there and just try to play smart about it. And you'll see me do that throughout this gameplay. If there's ever multiple enemies in a room, like right there, I know there's a turret in that room, and that's actually a really big help, because now I know I can just throw my turret in there, start to overload it. And I went ahead and told our Vanguard to go ahead and charge it just to get the tech burst in there and kill that turret real quick. I mean, also, you know, you can play the turret kind of like grenades. If you could tell right there what I did, I bounced it off the wall, right, you know, perfectly into position to mess these enemies up. That was pretty much my plan. Like I said, just be really careful against turrets, because, you know, he's just a weakling. Like, he really is. Like, when you have hunter mode on, like I told you, you're gonna have like a total of 400 shields, which is just nothing. Like, you know, but overall, like, just the help that you can give to your teammates from this turret, and the damage it will do, you know, in general, and the overload just taking off everything's shield, and the tech burst that you can set up with destructor ammo and everything like that. I mean, this is just one hell of a time. Like, Geth Engineer is definitely, in my opinion, I think the Geth Engineer is more consistent of a character than the Geth Infiltrator. Now, the Geth Infiltrator is hands down the most broken character in this game. And, you know, I've seen a lot of people comment on my video about the Geth Infiltrator, saying that, you know, well, it's not really broken because, and as you can tell, I'm actually just died there, but I think I'm going to have to get myself up. But anyway, a lot of people are always saying, like, I don't think it's broken because he's so weak, you know. It's like, I don't know. Like, here's the thing, though, guys, is that you can look this up, too. If you were to add up every bit of the buffs that he can get, plus, you know, the new melee, because if you guys don't know, the Melee Enhancer 3, which is the new equipment for melees, that actually gives you 100% more melee damage. So if you were to add up all that together, you're talking about 6,000 damage. or over 6,000 damage per hit. Now that's pretty much, I believe, like one hit can bring down almost like 60%, 70%, or all of an Atlas shield if you have all the buffs on, like on gold too. So if you have 4 of those things running around, like I mean, one melee can pretty much drop. Like if all 4 Geth infiltrators with all the same buffs activated were able to melee an Atlas, it could probably drop it in one melee, or maybe 2 at the most, like just boom boom, and it's dead. Like, you know, 4 of those melees that strong on them, like that's ridiculous. That's 24,000 damage, 24,000 damage like in a matter of a second, and then, you know, in one more second you're gonna do 24,000 more. That's absolutely like insane. You know, and that's and then just the fact that it can hit every enemy on the map, things like that. I mean, it's just like I told you, it's absolutely ridiculous. But at the same time, you know, he is a weakling. That is true. He will get dropped a lot. But that also what makes like the Geth infiltrator the most douchey character in the game is that if you're not cooperating with your teammates, like if you don't have a full team of Geth, because I mean, the full team of Geth really works well. That's why I said if I will do another game, I have really not played with the Geth infiltrator since I made that gameplay. The reason why is because I really just don't want to. I really don't want to run around and do that, like you know, on a map or something. Even, you know, even if it's silver, like I'm really against it. But for entertainment purposes of these videos, and for, you know, you guys, if you want to see it, then yeah, I'm definitely down to do it. Like an all 4 Geth, like just godliness. And this is actually Phantoms will really mess you up really quickly, but in general though, the Geth turret really will just annihilate them very quickly. You know, the flamethrower will do a lot of damage to them, and you can overload off their barriers and things like that. If you can have any teammate come and help you out, then you really won't have any problems. Like, I really love this Geth pulse rifle. It's one of my favorite guns probably in this game now. Like, for the longest time, I really hated this gun. I thought it was probably the weakest, probably the weakest and dumbest assault rifle. I don't know if it's from an update or was it from what, because I've used it before, and ever since I started using it again, I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't using it the right way the first time. Because honestly, the right way to use this gun is just to shoot them in the face. If you can shoot them in the face, you know, as you can tell, every time I stun them like that, I'm instantly aiming for their head. And try to remember, guys, you can always do like this little like trick shots almost with the Geth turret, but it will be useful. Like, you know, right there, like that. Even though that was kind of like a off the wall into the room, that was like, you know, necessary in a way. My teammates were up there. One of them went down. I wanted to give them some cover fire, but I couldn't from my position, so I was able to just bounce my turret up in there. And because it would be in there, it would heal them and also give them covering fire. So that's like absolutely ridiculous. This whole game we were playing, my 2 other teammates, you know, like these are also clan members and subscribers and stuff. But like, but they're both really cool guys. I had a lot of fun playing with these dudes this night. But as we were playing in this game, like you know, like we were like they just kept like praising the turret. They were like, man, I love that turret. That turret is just doing work, because not only was it doing a lot of work to the enemies, but it was also just, you know, healing them randomly and just, you know, just helping them out. Like, look how fast that Atlas got wrecked. I'm not going to take full credit for that because I know for a fact they probably got hit by Cryoblast, which did 25% more damage from all sources to it. And, you know, also the other, and then I think it also weakens the armor by quite a bit. And you know, we had a Vanguard on it, all that kind of stuff. So it was a team effort, but just in general, just the fact that the turret with the combination of, you know, like just, I mean, look at this too, like just the combination of these guys together is just absolutely ridiculous. You know, what really made me want to use this is, now I'm gonna give a lot of credit to my buddy. It's actually Jugs. He's the one who made my background. Like, you know, I've really been enjoying this whole clan idea. I've really been enjoying my subscribers because, you know, because I've been reaching out to them and they've been like talking to me and communicating with me, and we've been playing together. I've been learning a lot more. I've been learning more from them than you would actually imagine. You know, obviously I'm quite knowledgeable when it comes down to this game, but, you know, I'm not, you know, I don't know everything. And when someone can like show me something or share something with me, and like I said with Jugs, he actually was using this Geth. He was using like this Geth. Now he wasn't using it exactly like I am, but, you know, just his overload. I remember his overload was so ridiculous. I was like, what's going on, man? And I realized he was using triple chain overload. And I thought about it, and I was like, that's pretty smart, because in general, when your overload is this strong, 385 damage, like that's really powerful. Like, there's no reason to really go for the shield, the 100% more shield damage. Alright, so right there, I got dropped by a phantom so quick, as you can see. If they sneak up on you like that, they really can do some serious damage to you. But I believe she shouldn't be a problem, because that's Vanguard should be able to charge her anytime soon here. There he goes. And now she's dead for sure. Alright. Like I said, here's a turret up here, but I don't know, like, just the DPS on this build is just outrageous, like, in general. Like, probably, I don't know, like I don't know. The Batarian Soldier is literally still my favorite new character, but this guy is definitely up there now. Probably in my top 3, because my favorite 3 new characters in this game is definitely Batarian Soldier, probably Krogan Vanguard, and now this Geth Engineer. Just because this Geth Engineer is so much fun to play with like this. I don't know. Geth are just cool anyway, and this one is, like I said, it's consistent. It's not gonna be like, it's not gonna hurt your teammates like a Geth Infiltrator will. Because, like, honestly, guys, the Geth Infiltrator really does hurt your teammates. I mean, just the fact that he goes down so much, and he's really not benefiting his team ever, unless it's all Geth. I mean, if it's all Geth, then it's cool, and if you're playing with your friends and everybody's like down with it, yeah, that's perfectly fine. Look at that, that's ridiculous. That was actually, I think, the Claymore that did that much damage, but wow. But anyway, like I said, if you're together in a squad and you're down to have Geth Infiltrators, then yeah, it's cool. Or even if you're sniping, maybe it'd be okay. But if you're trying to do that melee crap, and you don't have, like, and you're playing with randoms or something, like, that's really kind of douchey. Like, it's just not that great. Now, this is actually a big problem that just happened. I don't know if you caught it. It's our Vanguard just got, I think, grabbed or assassinated. Probably, more than likely, he got grabbed by the Atlas. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and take out this Atlas real quick, just because it needed to hurry up and die before. Wow, man, that thing got dropped. And there's a Phantom on us. Like, the main thing, like I said, about these uploads and stuff, is that you really do need to take out the bigger enemies first for silver. You really do. And I mean, like, there's 6 Phantoms and 4 Atlases in this wave. So once they're dead, like, then you can have a fun time, because the only big problem that you're going to really face is going to be turrets. Besides that, everything else is just going to be combat engineers and Nemesis, which they ain't nothing for real. I'm going to go ahead and actually, I think right here, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shoot a rocket at that just to get it out of there. The faster you can kill them, the more fun you can have. And then I'm going to instantly drop by a turret. Like, as you can tell, I think I might have got sniped right there, but yeah, that was so quick. Just so quick, just getting dropped. And then, yeah. Like, this turret will just annihilate the other turrets. It's actually pretty funny. And then, yeah. Like, this room up here is going to be just clustered with enemies. And you'll see that in a second here as I come up here. Because at first I came up here just to get some kills. And then when I looked in the room, it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's way too many enemies. But that's the beauty of this turret. Once you get that turret in the room, like, it's just going to do some serious work. Like I said, if you can keep overloading keep overloading everything, it's amazing. Another thing too is that I watched this video one day where this guy was recommending when he was talking about the Geth engineer. Now he really didn't know what he was talking about, to be honest. But the first thing he was saying is that he thought that the Geth turret was really garbage and that he wouldn't use it for healing, he wouldn't recommend it for offense, all that kind of stuff. And his argument was that the reason why is because that when you throw it out, if you don't have the restore frequency, it actually will only heal you every 6 seconds, which is true. It's only every 6 seconds. But what the guy didn't really, what he failed to think about is that, that's true that it will only heal you every 6 seconds, but you can just throw it out again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of like, if you're weak, you can throw it out. You throw it out, you have it heal you, and then if you get weak again right away, then you just throw it out again, and it should instantly heal you, like, as it comes out. That's just one thing it does do. Right here is gonna be another turret, but like I said, look at, oh wow. I mean, like I said, once you get your overload on it and you get the turret out, I mean, it's just easy as pie. There's one more right here. This is actually pretty ridiculous. If I remember, I think he's gonna hit it with the claymore. Yep. Drop that nemesis. That was awesome. But anyway, guys, this is gonna be wave 11, so we're pretty much wrapping up with this. This is actually another pretty ridiculous wave, though. I'm not gonna lie. One last like epicness of the wave, just to show you this. Initially, like where I'm staying is actually, I believe, is gonna block the spawn, which is a shame. I should not have stood there. As you tell, the way I like to play this map, though, if you couldn't tell, was that like I like to stay in the courtyard, and then, like I said, besides the fact I use the turret to kind of tell me where they're spawning, like I just kind of rush over to them and just get their initial spawn right away. Right there, I just went ahead and shot a rocket at that. Because now that those are dead, as long as we can stand in this general location, this should block this Atlas spawn. You do not want the Atlas to spawn in behind you right here, because that will really mess you up. And because of that, now we're going to be able to just kind of sit here, and there's going to be like the two Atlases coming this way, and a ton of guardians and stuff, and we're just going to be able to pick them off from like right around here in this position. Like, I really do highly recommend, if you're going to play Cerberus, I really do recommend it. If you're going to use this gun, use the piercing mod, especially on this guy, because, unless somebody has a power like Shockwave or Charge or something that can, like, or even Concussive Shot, anything like that, if you don't have a power that can actually, like, mess up their, like, flinch their shield back, like, then I highly recommend just going for the piercing on your gun. That way you can just pierce through these guys, because otherwise, it's going to be annoying. And I mean, this guy, you could throw the turret behind him and do things like that, but I don't really see, I don't know, it's just so much quicker just to go ahead and just shoot him. Like I said, like if you want to be successful in this game, you really want to be able to kill the enemies as quickly as possible, and because for one, you're gonna get more kills that way. Because people won't be able to steal them. If you can kill everything really fast, and no one's gonna be able to steal shit from you. All right, there, I just went ahead and shot a rocket, and yeah, now it's time to just go ahead and run to LZ, and yeah, that's gonna be it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, this Geth Engineer offensive build is really fun and really amazing. I will definitely be uploading some type of gold gameplay with him. If you guys give me enough likes or enough comments, I will definitely also upload another all Geth gold run just to show you that ridiculous shit again. But besides that, guys, please comment, like, and subscribe. And like always, have a nice day.